Scene 1. Son, why did your wife give us the keys to some shed? Where's that luxury summer house she bought? I bought the summer house 3 years before I married Pavel. Back then, it was little more than an old wooden cottage with a leaking roof, broken windows, and a garden completely overgrown with weeds. Everyone told me I was wasting my money. Instead of listening, I spent 2 summers repairing it. Every vacation day went into renovations. Every bonus from work paid for new windows, a stronger roof, and a modern kitchen. When it was finally finished, it became my favorite place in the world, a quiet retreat where I could escape the noise of the city. The first time my mother-in-law saw it, she gasped. "Oh, this is wonderful." I smiled proudly. "I've worked hard on it." She nodded absent-mindedly before saying something that made me uncomfortable. "Our family will spend every summer here." I laughed politely. "I'll be happy to invite everyone sometimes." She smiled back. "No need for invitations. We're family." At first, I thought she was joking. She wasn't. Within weeks, she was telling neighbors that her son had bought a beautiful country house. She invited relatives to future barbecues without asking me. She even discussed where she planned to plant tomatoes in my garden. Every time I corrected her, she waved her hand dismissively. "What's yours belongs to Pavel. And what's Pavel's belongs to all of us." The strangest part was that Pavel never corrected her. "It's easier to let Mom talk," he always said. Maybe for him, not for me. Then one evening I accidentally overheard my mother-in-law talking on the phone. "We'll stay there the entire summer. The lake is nearby, and there's plenty of room for guests." She spoke as though she already owned the place. That was the moment I made my decision. A young family had recently asked whether I'd consider renting the cottage for the summer. Until then, I had always refused. This time, I accepted. The rental agreement was signed 2 weeks later. On Sunday, we gathered at my in-law's apartment for my father-in-law's birthday. After lunch, my mother-in-law smiled at me. "Well, what? The keys. Everyone's packed already. We'll drive to the dacha tomorrow." Several relatives nodded excitedly. Someone even joked about fishing in the nearby lake. Without saying a word, I opened my handbag and placed a keyring into her hand. "There you are," she beamed. "I knew you'd do the right thing." Half an hour later, Pavel and I were driving home when his phone rang. The caller ID showed Mom. He answered immediately. "Hello." Her voice exploded through the speaker. "Son, why did your wife give us keys to some old shed?" Pavel frowned. "What shed? We're standing in front of a tiny storage building." She sounded furious. "Where's that luxury summer house she bought?" I looked out the car window, hiding a small smile. Pavel glanced at me. "What happened?" She continued shouting. "There's no cottage, no garden, just rusty tools and an old lawn mower." He covered the phone with his hand. "Did you know about this?" I nodded calmly. "I did." "What did you do?" "I gave your mother the keys to property that belongs to someone else." He stared at me, confused. "What are you talking about?" I folded my hands in my lap. "My summer house has tenants. I rented it out for the entire season." His eyes widened. "You rented it?" "Yes. You never told me. You never asked." His mother was still shouting through the phone. "When are we getting the real keys?" This time I leaned closer so she could hear me. "The real keys stay with the owner." Silence. Then I continued. "For months, you've spoken about my summer house as though it belonged to you. You invited guests. You planned vacations. You even decided what would be planted in my garden." I took a slow breath. "But none of you ever asked the only person whose name is on the property documents." The line went completely quiet. Pavel didn't know what to say. Neither did his mother. As we drove home, I realized something. Some people become so comfortable treating someone else's property as their own that they forget one important detail. Being handed a key is a privilege. It is never proof of ownership. And that afternoon, my mother-in-law finally learned the difference.